It's circling, and now it says, as Bruce Buffer would say, "We are live!" And
What's up, everybody?
no sold out arena, but here at my home. My name is Chase Oliver 68, and today we got ourselves the first guest of the Q&A, Mr. Route, formerly of the Off the Rope show. Mr. Route, how have you been doing? Also, your cinema show. I forgot the name of it.
After the credit show, Two Stupid Nerds, I've been a presence on the internet since 2010. So here I am.
Yep, here you are, and here we are.
I am doing well, much thinner than I was before. Going to school, almost done, and then going somewhere warm, hopefully.
Oh, we're going to go warm. What's the vacation plans, Mr. Route?
It's not vacation. It's real life planning.
Oh, real life planning. Okay. I like that.
I like Arizona. Oh. My friend wants me to move to Virginia, and if I move to Virginia, we might be able to revive Off the Rope show, but I don't know. I haven't had a conversation with the Schleg Daddy about that.
You haven't talked to good old Jeff Schlegel about this?
Not yet, but I got to look for a job if I'm going to move any area I'm moving, but I'm going to go somewhere warmer than Iowa.
How deep does the snow get in Iowa?
We're expected to get like 6 inches tomorrow, yo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to start snowing early in the day.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah.
That is definitely no fun. Let me go share this stream real quick so people know that we are live. Sometimes with YouTube, man, they don't do a good job with that. But a lot of times they do.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't care about people anymore.
No, they don't, man. They really don't.
6 to 10 inches.
What does that mean? Oh, that we get?
From 6 a.m. Friday to 3 a.m. Saturday.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm glad that I have a job that's 2 blocks away and I have groceries.
Oh, man. Jogon King says, what's up? What's up, Jogon King?
Yo, Jogon King.
Haven't seen you in a while. Wonder how you've been doing these days. And then Ivan Drago says, why did they choose Glenn Jacobs to be Undertaker's brother? Could have chose Kevin Nash. Nash had similar size and could have worn a mask. Why did they chose Mr. Glenn Jacobs to be the artist known as Kane, Mr. Route? Do you know?
I think he fits the character of Kane better than Kevin Nash would. I don't think Kevin Nash is a guy that necessarily you need to put a mask on, whereas I think Glenn Jacobs, at least at that time, it made sense for his character to be bigger and scarier like that with the mask. Plus, with him having like the fake hair, then like he could literally walk around anywhere and nobody thinks it's him. Kayfabe alive.
For me, I feel like it's also too Kane's more athletic than Nash. Like for all the basketball accomplishments Kevin Nash has, he's not that athletic, and Kane's very athletic. So it kind of fits with Undertaker, like believability, because Taker was like a very athletic big man. Neil Spades Ace asked me, how's wrestling training been doing? I've been mostly lifting, man. I'm not really starting training until next year. That's when I'll start training. I got 2 schools in mind here in California that I'm going to go to.
Come on.
But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. So yeah, training wise, man. Ivan Drago asked us, would you rather jump off a 74-story building or a 75-story building?
75.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to jump off a building, why would you like to jump off?
Give me that 1 extra second.
Yeah. Why not, man? I can think a little bit more with that 1 second. Exactly.
I mean, I'm probably not going to save myself, but at least you get time to.
Yeah. Yagon Keen asks, honest thoughts on Colby and Masvidal taking place the same weekend as the Batman. So Colby and Masvidal happening on the same weekend. I don't know. Like it doesn't affect Batman in any way. I mean, Batman's going to
go see Batman during the day and then watch the fight at night.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how that affects the fight, to be honest. Like if you're asking like something that does affect the fight, that would make more sense, Jogging King. But are you excited for Batman, Mr. L? I'm excited for it. I'm liking what I see from those.
I think it's going to be a different, interesting take. But like, if I don't like it, it doesn't really matter because 5 years from now we'll have another Batman again, anyways.
That's true. He's
always. We have like 3 Batmans showing up at least in the Flash movie. So I mean, there's so much Batman content out there right now.
Do you think the fans are gonna like freak out like they did in Spider-Man when all the old Batman's going? You're gonna hear audience cheering. Like I've been hearing a lot of people saying that Doctor Strange, they might be adding more cameos. That's why I got.
Yeah, like I heard Ben Affleck might be in it as Daredevil. Like that's the latest rumor I heard. Like that'd be interesting.
I've been hearing like all the like Toby being in it makes sense because Sam Raimi is directing the movie. So if Sam Raimi is directing the movie, yeah, it makes sense that Tobey Maguire might be in the movie. But I've been hearing Wolverine, I've been hearing Magneto, I've been hearing all these rumors, and so I don't know. I feel like people need to calm down with those rumors because that will just only get people so excited that it might fall in their face.
I just hope that like after Doctor Strange, it kind of cuts down because like. Yeah, it was cool in Spider-Man. It's gonna be cool in like Doctor Strange and Flash and stuff. But like, what happened to like good storytelling over like people just being like, "Oh, I recognize that from another movie."
I don't know if it's gonna
like. I get it, and it works for Spider-Man. It works for that movie, and I'm not gonna say it doesn't work for Doctor Strange or Flash because I haven't seen them. But like, you can't depend on that for your storytelling all the time, you know?
Yeah, I think they have it open there just for in case like they want to bring back Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.'s characters with the multiverse. So I think that's the only reason why they're introducing it, just to cover their asses, saying like, oh, how come they're back? Yeah, it's a different universe.
Like I think it's cool. Like I think it's great that Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman. Like that's awesome to me. But like I also could have like done with say you do Batman Beyond and he plays that Batman, or just don't do it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Like, it wouldn't have hurt me if it never happened.
I think it's just with the Flash movie, you got to get people that actually care. Like, no offense, it's because the TV show, good or bad, whatever you think of it, has done some damage to the Flash character. And
Grant Gustafson is totally the Flash to me, not Ezra Miller. Like
that's what
I haven't watched Flash for like 4 seasons, but I'm just saying that's my Flash at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So he's kind of like the face of Flash, and then you have Ezra Miller, who whatever you think about the Snyder Cut or whatever, still is kind of the Flash, but he's not really the Flash. It's one of those scenes where it's just hard to.
It'll be interesting once they release a trailer for that movie.
Yes, I think it'll come soon. It is going well, John. What's up, Venom Hernandez? How's it going? My boy Heel Steven getting lit in Pontatuca, whatever the hell you're at, Heel Steven, Pontatuca. Ivan Drago wants to know, what did you think of the face-off of Brock and Bobby on Monday Night Raw? Did you know that they broke character? They both smiled at each other at the beginning. I'm pretty sure they're excited about it. I liked it. Lesnar's knock joke was funny. But that was pretty much it. It wasn't like anything like – it was a nice little appetizer. It wasn't like anything too big. Like, I'm not expecting them to like blow me away on the microphone. It's Lesnar and Lashley. Like, they're not.
Like, it's nice that we're getting this match at the Rumble, but it just sucks that like we know where it's heading because we're getting Roman versus Brock at Mania.
Yeah, exactly.
Why can't we just change the narrative? Like, why do we have to do Brock versus Roman? Like, it doesn't have to happen. Yeah.
Brock and Roman's the big ticket match. I think that's also. It's like. That's the match that Dallas.
Not really. Like, based on the fans, it seems like they want Lashley versus Lesnar more than they want Roman.
Well, you got to keep in mind the area too. A lot of people forget WrestleMania is not just what WWE wants; it's also what Dallas wants. And Dallas, remember, is the biggest WrestleMania of all time. What was that main evented by? Lesnar versus like Triple H versus Roman, and they know Lesnar is a big deal there. So like it's one of those things that you always got to remember that there's more, like, especially with WWE, it's not like they can just get away with, like, and I'm not excusing bad booking. Like, if they book it bad, I'll call it out. What I'm trying to tell people is sometimes with these big events, you just got to keep in mind and understand not everything is in their control. Oh, when they go to Saudi Arabia, they have no fucking power, dude. The Saudi
totally. I just hope it's not some quick little 5-minute match. Like, I hope it's something that actually like satisfies what everybody wants out of it.
I think if they work how they did their Saudi match, I think that will be fine because their Saudi match was actually really good. It was probably their best since their 31 encounter. What was the best and worst parts about Spider-Man No Way Home? For me, my best parts were obviously the 3 Spider-Man. Those were the best. That was like probably the best thing about the movie. The villains were all pretty solid in the movie. And actually, Tom Holland, coming into like actually being Spider-Man in this movie,
he's not Spider-Boy anymore. He's actually Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's not Iron Man Jr. He's like actually like Spider-Man. So that was nice to see. What about for you, Mr. Rob, before we go into worst? Because I feel like worst is like, there's like those are like personal nitpicks.
My favorite part was seeing Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man. Like, I always liked Andrew Garfield, and I didn't feel he got a fair play. And like, I just love the fact that now everybody's like, he was so awesome. And it's like, yes, he just had a really shitty second movie.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's Magnet.
Yeah, for me, I feel like the worst parts were, to me personally, Aunt May's death was totally forced. It was, to me, it was just so forced. I did not like. It's not like, oh, I wanted Marissa Tomei to live. It was more of like, you killed Aunt May, why again? And it was just one of those things where it was just like, it just felt like it was just needed so we can get the with great power, with great responsibility line in there. It felt forced.
I heard early rumors that Toby was going to die and be the one to say it, and I thought that made way more sense.
I can't say it on there. Actually, I'll get in trouble. I'll tell you off there.
Okay.
I'll get in trouble. Yeah, I have a friend that works for Sony, and she told me a lot. So that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I imagine there was a lot of different ways that the story went. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, I'll actually get in trouble by it. Like, I don't want to get her.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but like for me, it's just because the movie's been out for a while, and I know so much that I've just been wanting to say everything that I've knew. But when it comes down to it, I just felt Aunt May's death was just forced. I didn't like the conclusion, to be honest, that everyone forgets who Peter Parker is, but people know who Spider-Man is and stuff like that. So
it causes problems, but like it can be explained with like they look at something and like they might like have a picture of Peter, but like in their head they wouldn't be able to remember what he looks like after they look at that picture.
I bet you the only person who's going to remember is Carol Danvers, because Carol Danvers was all like, "Hey, Peter Parker" during the fucking Avengers movie like 5 times. So I think she's going to be, and plus she's like the strongest Avenger. You got to give her something.
I forgot to mention this in my favorite is the fact that when Peter like is going to like kill the Green Goblin, like he's going to do it. Like he like that doesn't happen in superhero movies. Like usually you get that like they pound right next to him or something, like that moment where they change their mind. No, he was gonna full on do it.
Yeah.
But like the least favorite part for it is there wasn't enough Flash Thompson in it for me.
The Flash. I don't like this version of Flash. He kind of weird.
If you rewatch the movies a couple of times and like you watch for him, like if you're only really watching for his parts, it's like the best comedy in the movie.
Because for me, with Flash Thompson's character in those movies is like, I always tell people, it's like with the Flash Thompson character in these movies is that he's kind of just like, he's just like kind of annoying. He's not like a threat to Peter Parker as like a bully of like.
See, I have friends that have a problem with this character because he's not the comic like big jock like that's the bully.
I just want him to be a threat.
Like, we've seen that already.
No, I want him to be a threat to Zendaya at least, where it's just like Peter Parker, like not this random character that grew in during the blip, and that's the threat to Zendaya.
I heard that like one of the rumors going around is that Flash might be the person who gets the Venom suit, which totally makes sense because he'd be the character that would go to Mexico on spring break or something. Yeah, so, I mean, like, plus, like,
it'll be like a nice Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I did like the movie overall. I think it's one of the best MCU movies. I think it's definitely like top 5 when it comes to MCU movies, in my personal opinion. Like, it's kind of hard to beat it.
I mean, I still have to go see it in the theater because I watched it at home, but like eventually I will go see it in the theater, and I'm sure that'll be even better for me.
Yeah, the theater aspect was fun. I had to go one time where there weren't always people going every 5 fucking seconds.
Well, I mean, Tuesdays around here they have $5 movies, so I mean it's easy for me to go. It's just Spider-Man came out at a bad time in my life, so.
Yeah. Superhero movies and big MMA fights and boxing the same weekend are lit. I agree with that.
Exactly.
Did you think WrestleMania 23 had the best theme song of all time so far? No, what the WrestleMania 17 had My Way. What? 23 was like, ladies and gentlemen, please, could you bring your attention to me? Like, it's a good Saliva song, but like 17's way better. 19's way better. Let's see, 21 is way better. That big time song. 22's big time song was better. 24 had Red Hot Chili Peppers and Rev Theory, so that's way better. 25 had was Shut the Thrill. So they had AC/DC. So they win that one.
So I feel bad. Like I used to like hate Machine Gun Kelly whenever he was on WWE because he was on there for a time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I like his new music.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Jinzo Jector says, good evening, everyone. Yeah, what's up? Jogging King says Deadpool will appear in Doctor Strange too. Oh.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, yeah, it makes sense and stuff. It'll probably be a quick ass cameo though.
Right, like Daredevil.
Punisher with John Bernthal will appear in Moon Knight or Daredevil new series since Charlie Cox is back. Jogging King's a big Punisher fan, so he loves his little Punisher.
Well, didn't Barenthal say that he wants to come back as like the Punisher that's in like the War Machine type suit? Like that's what I read most recently, and I mean like that could easily cross over with say War Machine or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know all the shows that are coming out. I lost track.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I just saw Eternals.
I just have a lot of time on my hands.
Which movies had so much hype and anticipation but fell flat and didn't live up to expectations? This might be controversial, but I don't care. I felt Dark Knight Rises was super hyped up, but when it came out in theaters, it didn't hit the same. Like Dark Knight Rises aged well. Like you can rewatch it, but I don't know. It was not like the Dark Knight when you first watched that shit in theaters. The Dark Knight when you first watched that, epic. Dark Knight Rises, I don't know, man. Like it was kind of weak in the beginning, but then it got better. But that's just my personal opinion. Is there a movie for you like that?
I was trying to find it on the shelf over here, but the movie that was most hyped, and I mean the internet fucking was hyping this movie. Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was supposed to make all the money. And it didn't.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It even had a kick-ass song, too.
That movie, and also what came out around that time? Anaconda? Didn't Anaconda came out like
so.
Yeah.
Well, Anaconda came out way before that. Like I know I'm old, but Anaconda's like 90s, I think. Like,
I thought that was around the same time. My bad. Better mind for today's pro wrestling: Jim Cornette or Vince Russo? Probably Russo. He probably.
Cornette wants wrestling from like the 80s to be like the only thing that's around, and that's what he's stuck in. Whereas Russo can like at least manipulate the times and like try to like make things a little bit better.
Yeah, Russo knows how to make you like what's it called? Care about weird shit. Cornette, he wants you to watch the Revival every week. I don't want to watch the Revival every week.
True.
Have you guys started watching Peacemaker yet? Watch the first episode, and I liked it so far. John, not yet. I'm gonna watch it probably after this.
I watched all 3 episodes. It gets the third episode is probably my favorite out of them. I thought the first episode was all right, but it just gets better as it keeps going.
I heard Cena's really good in it too.
There's a lot of John Cena in his underwear. I will say that.
Oh
yeah. He talks about how his dick is too big.
Is TNA the second biggest company? No, it's not even
AEW is.
It's not even the 5th. TNA is like.
I still think ROH is bigger than TNA at this point.
And ROH is no longer around.
Exactly.
Like, the thing with TNA is, you know where TNA is at right now when they just letting New Japan, Ring of Honor, and all these other talents just come to their brand and they don't do anything about it. That's
it's like they're there and nobody watches them or cares. They're like, well, that company's just kind of there.
Yeah, the company exists.
Yep.
The Flash will draw 600 million to 800 million. I feel like it's good for the Flash movie.
Depends how the pandemic's going that month.
Yeah, and then also too, you gotta keep in mind too, it's an HBO property. It's a Warner property, so it might get on HBO Max. And HBO Max, the thing is that streaming service has been killing it for HBO, and that could easily hurt the overall revenue for the Flash, especially if like they don't do what Disney does, where you can have to buy like the premium to watch it for like $30. So I think the Flash might actually suffer a little bit from it. And if not, and like Mr. Rod said, the pandemic.
Plus, the Flash doesn't have as a name brand recognition as, say, a Spider-Man does, or an Avengers at this point, or like Iron Man. Like, you haven't built up your Flash brand except for with the TV show, and you're not even using the guy from the TV show. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I feel like your marketing is really going to have to lean into the Batman aspect of it. So then you're not even essentially selling me a Flash movie. You're selling me a Batman movie.
Yeah, that's another good point, because like Flash's only appearances in what that DC universe is what, the Justice League, and what else? He has one other, right? Or
Batman, Superman v Superman. He's like in that for.
He's there for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and then
they throw his file at the end of Suicide Squad, maybe.
No, he was in the beginning of Suicide Squad where he was
Yeah.
all like, where he caught Captain Boomerang and stuff like that.
But I mean, in the Snyder cut, like, there's at least a decent like arc for the Flash character. But I mean, in the Whedon cut, it's just crap.
It's just he's the fun guy. He's Quicksilver.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's why I try to tell people with Flash, it's like, don't be surprised if that movie doesn't do well in the box offices just because it's a DC movie, but Flash, like Mr. Rod said, you're not using the character from the TV show, which most people are conditioned to know and like. And also the Arrowverse is very popular.
It's why they had to so like J.J. Abrams is doing a new take on Constantine. So they took the character that Matt Ryan's been playing for like the last like 9 years off of Legends of Tomorrow so that they could bring in this new Constantine. But like I feel like Flash is probably going to end it like maybe next season so that they can bring the movie out. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. Well, yeah, Flash I think has to be ending anytime soon. Better series, Attack on Titan or Evangelion? Yeah, I can't talk about that because y'all haven't seen AOT's ending yet. And I read AOT's ending. So you got to watch that first, unless they change it. So I'll answer that once AOT is finished, which will probably finish April? May? Yeah, depends. May. Yeah, May. Thoughts on the recent AEW injuries? Who's injured now?
Yeah, who's injured? I heard Xavier Woods was injured, but that's WWE.
Yeah, I don't know who's injured. I know Jake Atlas got injured, but they said he was fine. Do you think Lashley versus Brock lasts more than 5 minutes?
If it's going to be like, if you're not revisiting this match at anytime soon, then it needs to be more than 5 minutes. But I mean, if you're going to revisit it, say a couple months from now after Mania, then no, it doesn't need to be more than 5 minutes. It can be a quick match like that. But you need to make sure that we know that we're getting that match again later on.
Yeah, I agree. They'll probably, the Saudi show is coming up, and they probably want a big match there. So this one might be.
Well, that's something about some type of death match, but I didn't click on the article. I should probably do that at some point.
Death match. Oh no, they said Elimination Chamber is coming back for the Saudi show.
Oh, okay.
The Chamber. I'm in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Okay.
I'm in Iowa.
What's up, Mir? How you doing, my friend? Do you think WWE misused Chris Masters and not having him in a WWE Championship because he had an awesome-looking body? I think at that time, Chris Masters just wasn't ready for the main event. I was a kid when he was like kind of getting pushed into the WWE title scene. He was very raw. Like he was just very raw, like good looks, but just raw overall.
He didn't have like a character that was specifically over. Like he did the Master Lock thing, and that was kind of cool. But like, I mean, he just didn't have like the charisma to be over with the audience at the time.
And like when he came back in 11, he definitely improved in the like 2010, 2011ish. He improved in the ring, but once again, still not charismatic. I heard he's doing good stuff in NWA, but like none of it has reached Twitter. Which
I heard that he is one of the people that might show up in the Rumble also.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah,
but I mean, like, why wouldn't he? It's not like he has bad beef, I don't think, with anybody in WWE.
No, I think he's been nice and courtesy about every interview he's done. So WrestleMania 32 sold out because of the spectacle and having Rock, Brock, Undertaker on the card added a lot. Yeah, but it's still sold out. The first Garfield movie was Dirt 2. Oh man. Oh yeah, Amir doesn't like the first Garfield movie.
The first Andrew Garfield movie isn't bad. I mean, there's bad moments in it, but like, plus like the Lizard wouldn't be the villain I'd pick, but
I think when it comes to like him actually learning to be Spider-Man montage, it's like one of the better ones because like he uses like Tobey Maguire was just like, oh yeah, like I just picked it up randomly. Like I learned how to fight and everything like that. Tom Holland, we don't even get any of that. It's just Iron Man showing us video footage of him stopping a car and stuff. But like here, it was like, we saw him skateboarding. We saw him doing all. I thought it was cool how I was like, okay, this is how he became Spider-Man and stuff. But
maybe it's I related to his Peter Parker a little bit more, like the outcast, like the way he was the outcast. Like I have a lot of friends that are like, he's too good looking to be the outcast and stuff. And I'm like, but like I had friends like that like you would consider decent looking, but like we didn't hang out with the cool people,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me also too. The only scene I hated in that movie where he takes off the fucking mask and he goes, "Take my hand, take my." I'm like, no, stop! Don't tell me my kid. Oh, come on. Who would you like to see go through the forbidden door and join WWE for a bit? There's only one name for me, and it's Kazuchika Okada. I just want Okada. Just give me Okada versus Randy Orton. And I'll be sad. I think that's why Orton lost the tag titles. I think they're like, hey, Orton, you're going to become the New Japan champion. go wrestle in Japan. Go show all these people who hate you and show them your work rate, Orton. Go show them that work rate.
I don't know, honestly, if they're... I mean, my easy answer that will never happen is MJF. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him go over to WWE and actually cut a promo there. Like, let him go full on against whoever he's going against and see what comes out of it, you know?
No, I always tell people I think the Miz would body MJF in a promo. If the Miz ever got like no script or anything, if the Miz got to cut a promo on MJF, it'd be raps. I think Miz wins like 10-7 knockout. It won't even go to the final round. Miz would take down MJF, man. Because MJF
talk about something that I feel is not getting enough attention on Twitter.
What?
Maurice's boobs are bigger than Miz's head.
Oh, dude, Maurice. Hey, what I have to say, pregnancy does good on the body. Word is Sony plans to release an extended version of No Way Home. Oh,
good, because I heard there was like 5 more minutes of Charlie Cox in that movie where he actually defends Daredevil in court, or Spider-Man in court.
Yeah, that was something that I was surprised wasn't in the movie and stuff like that.
But like, I get it, because like there was so much in there that like I probably could have found another like 20 minutes I could have cut out of the movie, and it's not like saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying there's like extended shots that like weren't needed. Like the Goblin's Mask, when we're going around that corner and everything, the shot just takes too long to get there. I'm sorry, I'm a person going to school for film. It just like sometimes when the shot's just a little too long, it bugs me.
Like when they're in the dumpster scene, right?
Yeah. Like when it pans over to him, it takes forever to get over to William Dafoe.
You're rake. I love that part. I love.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah, that was great. Least WrestleMania from the Ruthless Aggression era or onward. Ruthless Aggression era manias. What would that count? 18 through, I think 18 is a Ruthless Aggression mania. Or Attitude. Maybe, yeah, I'll count it. So it'll be 18 through what? Like 26-ish? Those would be Ruthless Aggression. Unless 26 is PG, then it'll be 18 to 25. So let's see. Man, you going based off those? That's hard, man. That's actually a good run of manias too. 18's pretty solid. 19's pretty good. 20's good. I think I'll just say 20 just because the main event's ruined. You can't even like celebrate that shit anymore. Like it's one of those main events where you can't even look back fondly of. It's just like, yeah, it's cool. Benoit won, but yeah. I'll say 20. Yeah, because 20, you have those terrible those fatal 4-way tag matches. Goldberg and Lesnar stunk. That match stunk. Undertaker and Kane stunk. Really, you just have Eddie and Kurt. You don't have anything else. Yeah, so I'll say 20. WrestleMania 20.
See, it's been so long since I've gone back and watched Manias. I just don't, and it's nice because I have lost that knowledge in this head.
Oh, really? I think the last time I saw WrestleMania 20 was like I think legit when the network came out.
We did a review of all the Rumbles and all the Manias back in like 2011. Mm-hmm. And so like it was just like a solid month of just watching Mania after Mania. So it all just kind of blurs together. Got it.
What's up, CPZ? Honest thoughts on Sasuke's curse mark form? Wasn't featured enough, man. They didn't give it enough time in the sunshine. He only had like what 4 battles, and then that was it. Well, Flash Thompson is Agent Venom, but the Flash feels weird if he becomes said character. Yeah, this Flash.
Or not CGI.
Huh?
When he's in the costume, it's CGI, or it's another guy.
I think it's just his personality. It's just not. It's just not something I could.
He's a dick.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know his voice. It's like
I love Spider-Man. What's up, dickwad?
It's like Dave Franco. He has like a Dave Franco voice. I can't take this guy seriously. Do shonen anime and manga like Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, DBZ, Naruto fit better in DC or Marvel? Fuck, dude.
It's got to be Marvel, dude.
Yeah, I would say Marvel with those anime.
Because I mean, DC tends to have like a more like real world set of rules. I mean, outside of the fact you have superheroes, whereas
that's the point of DC is the fact that it's like the superheroes are more like, oh shit, like it's like there's aliens going on and stuff. Like the only time Marvel really gets like that is with the X-Men. That's the only time people take problem with like mutants. They're like, I hate mutants, but we love ourselves some Captain America. like what?
Yeah, I love me some Captain America.
The mutants? Screw them, man. What about Spider-Man? Spider-Man's cool.
Even in No Far From Home, they're watching the video in gym class, and the teacher's like, "I think this guy's a war criminal now."
Yeah,
go watch those videos.
Yeah, well, cause that was going on during the
Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. But yeah, they would have to be Marvel just because you can kind of get away with the whole alien weird aspect. Because DC's more like, yes, they have that universe with like Martian Manhunter and stuff like that they can go to, but it's more grounded in reality of like.
Even the fact that DC has the multiverse of the 52 Earths, like all those Earths are pretty much like our Earth, whereas like Marvel has like a dimension where like everybody's fucking apes and shit.
And then also too, like freaking Black Panther is sending us what's it's not vibranium in the comics, is it? Or is it something? It's something else because vibranium. I think they just use because they can't use what's Wolverine adamantium. Yeah, because they can't use adamantium because Fox owns that property. Fun fact.
Well, not anymore, but
they still did they sell X-Men? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
They sold all their stuff back to Disney. That's why Disney is our Lord and Master.
Yeah, so Sony's the only one holding out. They say, we have all Spider-Man shit. Vince needs to book Antonio Brown and no, he does not. Antonio Brown needs to stay home.
Do you think Del Rio's gonna come back? Like, I really don't want to see it, but like according to Del Rio, he's the hottest piece of shit out there on the market.
You know, Del Rio, I never count this motherfucker out. He finds a way. I'm just telling you, man. He finds a way. Like, it's one of those things where it's with Del Rio. I think people know what you're getting yourself with Alberto Del Rio, but at the same time,
you get a great in-ring performer when he wants to be, but then you have to deal with his personality.
Mm-hmm. And that's not fun to deal with. So, like I said, it's easy to say no company will hire him, but until I don't hear like some version of his music or something like that. Like, look, even Impact took a chance on Del Rio, man, and Impact got burned by so many people. Like, they gave him like second, third, fourth chances. Like, that's the thing. This guy, he knows how to sell himself, man. He's not, like I said, like a good worker in the ring. When he wants to do business with you, he's a great businessman. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. You cannot finesse a finesser. And this guy is the ultimate finesser.
And but plus, he got off the hook on fucking everything.
Yeah, there was like a report. There was like a terrible report that came out. Like, I want to say like a year or two ago that Del Rio was like, I'm going to talk
abusive and on drugs. And like,
was drunk, abusing his girlfriend, and then threatening, not only like doing disturbing things to this girl, like putting a wrench in her and stuff. Like, that was the report. He was like tying up this girl and putting a wrench in her.
But none of that matters because he's Del Rio.
Yeah, and then told the girl, like, I'm gonna grab your kid and leave it in the middle of the road, and stuff. Like, this guy literally did this, and somehow he got off of it. So something about this guy, I don't know if it's his charm, I don't know what it is. He's in great shape. He draws a Mexican audience.
He kind of looks like my dad, honestly. Like, that's like ever since he's been on the show, like on WWE, I always like, he kind of looks like my dad. And then the fact that like all my friends are like, you look like Ricardo. I'm like, well, it's me and my dad going out to wrestle.
Thoughts on the Dark Side of the Ring, Chris Benoit? Did you ever watch those Dark Side of the Rings?
Oh yeah, I watched all of them.
What's your thoughts on the Benoit one? To me personally, man, like it wasn't anything.
I was way more
interested. Trouble talking about like how he saw Chris dying, like that, or Eddie dying. That was the only new thing that was added.
Right, like it wasn't anything new. I mean, I don't know. I feel that Benoit still should get his recognition for the things he did. I mean, there's plenty of people that have done terrible things that still get recognized in history for their accomplishments.
That's a very hot take for me. I feel like that guy.
Like, I don't feel like he needs to be in like the Hall of Fame or anything like that.
Oh, you just feel like his name should not be like.
It shouldn't be a swear word. I mean, everybody knows the terrible parts of it, and like everybody gets that, but like, you can't deny that he was a great performer in the ring.
He was.
It's like I really like the movie American Beauty.
Mm.
Kevin Spacey is a scumbag and blah blah blah, but he still was great in that movie.
Kevin Spacey, I feel like it hurts more because we know, like for me with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was one of my favorite. A lot of people don't believe this. I used to grow up on Bill Cosby, man.
Oh,
Not just a Cosby Show, but he would always do like small towns. And I grew up originally in Bakersfield, California, which is a small. It's not that much of a small town. When you say small town in California, it's not really a small town. But he would come to Bakersfield a lot, and my grandma used to take me to Bakersfield. I saw him in Vegas. I shook the man's hand, and I literally did not know what he was doing. So I was heartbroken when I found out that Mr. Cosby was doing what he was doing. I feel guilty just even calling him Mr. Cosby, but that was the respect you showed to him when you went to his shows. But like the thing was with Bill Cosby, that hurt me more because it was like he was pleaded guilty. I feel like that's the same thing with Kevin Spacey. While with Benoit, it's kind of like, I feel like he did it, but there's always like people, with their conspiracy.
I'm not sitting here saying let's talk about him like he's this great family man and stuff, but like let's focus on the fact that he was a solid performer at a certain point and focus on those years and that performance as an athlete and just move on from that,
Yeah. He also asked, hello, Chase and Mr. Rao. After the first 3 WWE 2K22 trailers from teaser during WrestleMania, then reveal trailer at SummerSlam, did I like them? I ain't gonna like 2K22 until I can play that shit. I'm being dead honest. Like I'm tired of like 2K hyping this up, and there's ass. Like that. That's the thing.
I didn't buy the last 2 versions because like all I heard was bad reports.
I literally bought 2K20 in the pandemic because there was a pandemic and I was bored as fuck. It was $20. I tell you what, that was the worst game. I'm not even like just jumping on the bandwagon. That was the worst game I've ever played.
I'm still playing the one that has like Seth on the front because I have Enzo and Big Cass as like my tag champs right now.
Yeah, 2K18.
Yep. I got to keep the games that have the wrestlers I liked in it. So, I mean, I liked Enzo and Cass, so I like to run Enzo up as a world champ every once in a while.
Yeah, Cass, he almost won the TNA title.
Yeah, I know. I heard that.
Yeah. He's now Willie I forgot his name. I ain't gonna act like I know who big. Like, he's still Big Cass. Like, let's just be real. Mm-hmm. Neil Spade's Ace asked me, "Is there a future for the Patriots with Mac Jones and Belichick for this season? A one-time wonder." There's a future. It just depends on Mac Jones and his improvement. But as an Alabama fan, I can tell you ain't gonna see much of that improvement. Why didn't Vince Russo bring in the casual fans for WCW and TNA, considering the fact he did add casual? He didn't add for casuals to care.
I think it probably was the fact that he got swept up in the wrestling bubble. Like to explain what the wrestling bubble is, say there's a bunch of people on Twitter talking about wrestling. All those people are going to have strong opinionated takes on wrestling, and they're going to think that's the take of everybody else in the world, whereas most people don't give a shit, honestly. And so, they cater to those people. It's a big problem that AEW has, in my opinion, right now, is that they're catering to the fans they already have, whereas they're not reaching out for new fans.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because and you know what the crazy thing is? I hate when people will try to tell me, man, oh, there's no such thing as a casual fan in any sort of medium. Where I think that's total BS, man. I really think
totally.
Here's the thing. Like Funko Pops, for example. Funko Pops. There's people who are casual fans of Funko Pops and everything like that. So casual fans of Funko Pops. Funko Pop fans.
Plus, there were years where we didn't watch wrestling in my house. Monday nights were not wrestling nights and blah, blah, blah. But every year we got WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's very, very casual. Because my dad treated it like a big event. Mania was the big event.
There's people who literally, I have friends, don't give a fuck about football. Super Bowl comes around, they watching. Whether it's for the halftime show, the commercials, or maybe that's the only time they actually watch football. My one friend, she even said, she texted, she's like, how come this Tom Brady still freaking in the Super Bowl? Because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's it's an event. There's casual fans everywhere. It's to get to casual fans to care. And the problem is none of these wrestling companies make you care to get these casual fans or make these events casual fan friendly.
Here's my take. WWE's big problem is they invest too much in the story and don't invest in the matches.
Yeah.
Whereas AEW invests in the matches and doesn't invest in the story building up to the matches, and then they're one-off matches, which I get that you don't want to have like everybody fight 6 fucking times, but like if you're building a story, they're gonna have to touch a couple of times.
Yeah, that's one thing. A lot of AEW fans, like, you could tell they're a lot younger. They'll talk about, oh, the long-term booking. Don't look at how they don't. It's like, I think you guys need to really go back and watch 80s WWF and WCW and it's like y'all acting like Steen and Vader never touched. Steen and Vader wrestled a bunch of times before like the pay-per-view happened. It's like,
but I mean, but to counter that, like, I don't ever need to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn again.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, people don't understand, like, the AEW fans, like, because the problem with WWE is, like, WWE will just do it where it's like every episode they'll do it and there's no stakes behind it. A lot of people's offense with AEW is like, well, there are stakes behind it, but they just don't do enough matches. But when they do those one-off matches, it's one of those things where it's just
Like, I feel like they actually did a good job with Hangman Page, like the fact that he chased the belt, because like every other time I just feel like they just fucking slapped it on somebody, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I feel that too. By the way, sorry guys, if we're going slow with the questions, keep in mind, man, y'all asked a lot of questions. And
Chase and I haven't talked in a little bit here.
Yeah, and there's 2 people here, so just be careful. Just understand, we will get to your questions, man.
We ain't going anywhere. I got a pack of smokes. Or how long are we doing this? I guess I should ask.
An hour and a half, pretty much. I like to keep it that just because it's tighter and also algorithm purposes. With the Hurt Business attacking Bobby Lashley doing his Rob with Lesnar, do you guys see them getting bodied by Lashley? Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. They did that last time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Justin, my Trio Woe Show, said Disney was scheming with the golden Mickey castle with Funko. Oh, thank you, my friend. I'm glad you tried to get that golden Mickey castle, man.
Trio Woe Show, I got a quick story for you though. So I was talking to Chase before we went on here about how I used to wear my CM Punk shirt to concerts, and it's like people always came up to me and like talked to me and wanted to talk about wrestling, and like I hated it. Trio Woe Show is the people who gave me that CM Punk t-shirt.
Oh, Justin Peck.
Yep.
Honest thoughts on the OG Teen Titans show. Man, I'm just gonna be real. OG Teen Titans is great, but once you get that Young Justice in you, Teen Titans is ass. Young Justice kills any. I don't care. I'm a Young Justice mark. I love Young Justice. Young Justice blows any DC animated.
I don't like the art, but I do like the story.
Yeah, no, the stories are like minus Batman animated series. Nothing touches Young Justice. Have
you watched DC's like live action Titans show?
Yeah, I like that one actually.
I really like who they have as Nightwing. Like,
yeah,
he's my favorite DC character. So like his casting is just amazing.
I think Titans got a bad rep just because of the service it was on. To be honest, I don't think it was the show itself. I just think it was the access to the show and who had access to that service. Like, that's like giving wrestling fans an access to a service, but only wrestling fans are buying into it. So you're only hearing the wrestling fans' perspective. You're not like here's the thing. I'm not like hardcore into DC comics. Like Marvel, I'm a little bit more hardcore in, but not like I'm not like super knowledgeable. I ain't gonna act like I know everything what's going on. When the Eternals came out, I was like, why the fuck are they making a movie about the Eternals? I didn't know these characters' name. I only knew that Thanos' brother was like teamed up with them at one point. Like that's the only thing I really knew about the Eternals. I didn't know about Cersei.
Nobody knew about the Eternals. I actually watched that movie last night for the first time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not like hardcore like that, but I didn't know who the Eternals were by name and stuff. But like with DC, I'm really only like a Batman fan. So
like the Justice League, but that's only because they associate with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how my DC knowledge is also. I know the people that Batman hung out with.
With Nikki Ash turning heel on Ripley, will she go back to crazy Nikki? No, I kind of want her to be this heel Nikki. I want this heel Nikki as a superhero. That sounds boring.
Well, I mean, it'd be kind of cool if like she changed her costume, like still superhero-ish, only turns into a supervillain, so like it's dark colors and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I just want it to still be like this hero goopy character, man. I gotta
put some dark eyeliner on and then like be super hot and I don't know, whatever. My friend like really has a thing for her.
Wait, who?
For Nikki. He thinks she's hot as shit.
Oh, okay. I was like, sorry, I was texting Justin. I'm bad when it comes to texting and listening and stuff.
No, you're good.
I just wanted to, because like there's this gold Mickey Funko Pop. My friend, she really wants that shit. and I want to know what's the scheme behind what Disney was doing with it. I gotta get Justin on the show one day. Well, Justin, you're coming on the show one day. I gotta get Mir on the show. I gotta get a bunch of people on the show. Which movie was immensely bad but was also fun and entertaining to watch for how bad it was? Trying to think of one right now. Off the top of my head, I would have to say either the Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or that movie was bad, but I had fun.
I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it.
It's good. I mean, it's not good. It's terrible. You know, a lot of people hate these new Adam Sandler, not like the newer ones, but like Just Go With It. And what else does he have? He has Just Go With It with Jennifer.
All those Netflix movies?
No, not those. I'm talking about like before he got bad again, before Jack and Jill. It was like Just Go With It. And there was one other one that he did. I like these bad Adam Sandler movies. So I'll go with those. Those are the ones that come in my head. I know they're bad, but I still watch. Oh, the WWE studio films. I love the Marines with the Miz.
One of my favorite movies, and apparently like everybody hates this movie, but like me, like I found like 4 people that like it. Freddy Got Fingered.
I don't even know what that is.
With Tom Green.
No, I never seen it.
Oh, dude, you got to watch it and tell me if you hate it like everybody else.
Is it accessible or do I have to buy it? I ain't buying it.
I don't know. I'll give you my Plex access and you can watch it on there.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite era in wrestling? What's your favorite, Mike?
Honestly, the 80s, just because I was growing up and just getting into it, and I got to go through Hulkamania and all that, Macho Man, Jake the Snake. Like that was me. That was growing up with all these legends.
I'm an Attitude Era kid, and it's like Attitude Era, and then early like Attitude Era, but also some Ruthless Aggression. Obviously, by the fucking spinner belt. Otherwise, I would have the Attitude Era belt. But people need to understand. My friends didn't get into wrestling until like John Cena was champion. Like that's what some people don't understand. Like people think like people my age, like they're like the 28 and stuff. Like, oh yeah, we were watching when John Cena was running. I'm like, no, John, like or with the Rock and Austin. No, like a lot of my friends don't even remember that shit with Rock and Austin. I remember that because I was watching with my dad.
See, that's when I was in like high school because everybody wore Stone Cold shirts, and that's why I don't want to watch wrestling because like I see the white trash there wearing these Stone Cold shirts.
Like, dude, people need to understand when we were kids, we would get kicked out for wearing Stone Cold shirts because they were like skulls and stuff, man. Like people didn't like that, so it was like one of
like gang shirts.
Yeah, it was like yeah, it was just one of those things, man. Who is more popular, Batman or Superman?
This is so apparently Superman is really, really popular with the African American community.
Yes.
Like, I had a long conversation with a couple of friends about this. Apparently it's because he's an alien and like feels outcast and stuff and is trying to fit in, and like that's something that is relatable, I guess. I'm not, being that I'm a white guy here in Iowa, I can't speak to that. I would think it would be Batman, but I honestly think it is Superman.
It's crazy because I actually discussed this with my friends who's like a huge Batman fan, and he's the one that said this. So I'm taking his word because he's a huge Batman fan. He thinks Superman is the most popular just because Superman had a lot more, like he feels Batman is more recently popular because he calls it the movie effect. He says
because Christopher Reeves was there first as Superman, and you got the Supergirl movie and all that type of stuff. I mean, you didn't get Batman until '89.
Yeah, and then
otherwise you had the '66 Batman, but everybody treats that as a joke. So
yeah, and he always says like the most recent movies are the reason why Batman is kind of like super popular. Well, because Superman, like a lot more people like Superman than you'll be surprised. And Superman, he always tells me too. He's like Batman has a lot of good stories, but Superman has better stories. And then he also likes to tell me Batman gets carried a lot by his villains too. It's kind of like Spider-Man. Batman has one of the best roster of villains next to Spider-Man when it comes to being a superhero.
What really is the Flash has a great rogues gallery also, but Flash never really gets featured, so therefore you don't get to see his villains as much.
Yeah, they're on Legends of Tomorrow. They're on Legends of Tomorrow. They're
no, not anymore. Like they left like 4 seasons ago. That's like the only like superhero shows I still watch.
Rank the XMen movies from worst to best, not including the Wolverine movies. They're all Wolverine movies. You telling me I can't include? No, I have to include the Wolverine. X-Men 1 is literally Wolverine 1. X2 is Wolverine 2. X3 is literally Wolverine 3. The Wolverine is Wolverine 4. Wolverine 5. Days of Future Past is Wolverine 6. You gonna sit here and tell me I can't include Wolverine when he's literally the whole point of the movies?
X-Men First Class is probably my favorite.
It's number one. It's number one.
Then honestly, I'm gonna throw New Mutants in there. I really enjoyed that movie.
I hate New Mutants.
I will say that I have not seen the last of the X-Men movies that Fox had. I did not watch that last Phoenix portion of a movie thing. I heard it was very boring, so I just saved myself the trouble.
I'm going to say this right now. The Dark Phoenix is literally, I tell people this all the time. A lot of people always get shocked. I'm a huge X-Men fan. X-Men is like, like Spider-Man is like my favorite individual hero. But if you tell me, like, if you said, Chase, you can only read the rest of Spider-Man or read all of X-Men, what would you choose? I'll choose all of X-Men. X-Men has better stories. It's a cooler timeline. It's just, everything about X-Men is super cool. I love X-Men. Dark Phoenix is one of my favorite fucking characters, dude. Like, people don't understand. I don't know what it is. There's something in these people's brains. They can't make a Dark Phoenix movie to save their lives.
Well, here's the problem. It's the guy that produced the first one that they made that wasn't good.
Brian Singer
is the guy that directed and wrote the second attempt at it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like Dark Phoenix is, and then they're setting it up for the MCU now. I see you, Icarus. You going into the fucking sun, celestial spirits.
It's okay because like I'm more interested to see who they bring in like as the new Cyclops, because like Cyclops has always been one of my favorite X-Men characters. Like, I have action figures of the X-Men downstairs, and it's literally the 90s cartoon because that was my X-Men. So, like, my favorite characters are, like, Gambit, and, like, my least favorite is Wolverine because he's just overexposed.
See, I like Wolverine just because he's short and always feisty, and I love, like, but yeah, the movies, like I said, you watch the original X-Men Fox movies, they're literally just Wolverine movies. But my rankings would be First Class is number one. It's like the most watchable. Anyone can turn on First Class. It's a good movie. X-Men First Class is a good movie. Mm-hmm. Then number two is X2. X2 is probably the best. It's probably the best of the original trilogy.
Who's the bad guy in X2? I'm sorry, it's been a long time.
I forgot, man. It's been a long time too, but I know it's better than all the other ones.
Is that Stryker or is that 3?
Stryker's 2.
So 3's Jean, but I thought
Stryker's in 3, but Stryker's like the main one in 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just been a long time since apparently I need to rewatch the X-Men movies.
Yeah, I want to say Stryker's the main one, but now X2.
I just can't get to that line in the first one though of Halle Berry. You know what happens to a frog when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
But that leads to number 3, which is Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past is the best cinematic of the X-Men movies. But
which version? The Rogue cut or the regular version?
I want to say the regular version.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was a Rogue cut.
I feel like is that the one? No, the Apocalypse one is the one that has Olivia Munn in it as as Psylocke, and she has like 2 lines throughout the whole movie, and she just feels wasted.
Yeah.
Fox didn't do good with the X-Men movies.
Let's
move on from the X-Men movies. Like,
I want to be respectful and finish.
Okay.
Then we go with the original X-Men. Then you go New Mutants. Then you go The Last Stand. And believe it or not, Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix Rises. Those 2 are worse than The Last Stand. That's how bad those 2 movies were. And it's so bad. Like, you have the best Magneto and the best Charles Xavier, and you wasted those fuckers. The MCU will not ever get the chance to see Michael Fassbender and whatever the freaking his name is, the English guy. I forgot his name. He was in Split, stuff like that.
Yeah, I could walk over and check, but that's like over there.
Yeah, Batman is more popular. I don't know, it's insane to see DC's biggest live action draws are Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman, Shazam, and the Suicide Squad.
That's not true because, I mean, the Superman Man of Steel movie made money. They just haven't produced another Superman movie. I mean, if they produced a Superman movie, it'd make money.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, you can't argue that, but, like, Why not? Like they've already done 2 Wonder Womans. Why not milk it out for a third? You need a Batman movie out there because that's your brand. Jason Momoa already proved that they could do it, and James Wan is a great director, so why wouldn't you do that? Let them make a second one. Shazam, the first one was good enough. It made money. Plus, you've got The Rock playing a character that's got to battle this character, so you have to build that character up.
Yeah, and then also, too, Shazam surprised people, too, because Shazam, I always like to call it the Guardians effect. People don't know who the hell these people are. That's where some of these, like, unknown superheroes, they don't take advantage of, like, hey, you got to be unknown and be fun. And like, that's it either can be a trap or it could be a good thing for your brand, but it worked with the Guardians because no one knew who the fuck the Guardians of the Galaxy were. Like, not even me. Totally. No one knew. And then now all of a sudden, the Guardians of the Galaxy got their own video game and everything else. And it's because of the success of the movies. And Shazam was kind of like the same way, where people were like, I don't know this character, but it was fun. It was harmless. It had some dark elements in there that DC fans can appreciate. It was just surprisingly good, and it had a nice theme with family, you know.
But like the problem with Suicide Squad though is that Suicide Squad isn't successful.
No,
like that's been their problem. Like Harley Quinn is supposedly this popular character, but can't get anybody to go see a goddamn movie about her.
Yeah, even Birds of Prey. I still haven't seen Birds of Prey.
I watched some of it, but like it was so boring, I just turned it off. I'm like, I don't care. I got enough Harley in the first fucking Suicide Squad movie. I'm good. Yeah, especially if you're not giving me Joker, Batman, or anything like that. Why should I care?
Mm-hmm.
However, I will say Harley in the cartoon. That cartoon is amazing.
Oh, the Harley Quinn show, yeah, that one's funny. Something Conor McGregor's pub getting attacked. Oh, whoever that fucking shite is going to get a left hand right to his fucking face. Rat bastard. Better top guy, The Rock, Stone Cold, or Hulk Hogan. Who carried it the best? Hogan. Like, I like, no offense to Dwayne or Stone Cold, but Dwayne really was just like, Dwayne's like the biggest star, but he wasn't the better top guy.
But you also had Stone Cold, The Rock, and Mankind all at the same time, so you had 3 top guys. Whereas there were plenty of times where Hogan was the only guy carrying the company.
Yeah, and then he had also Savage and stuff like that. And
right, but not all the time. Sometimes you
did. And then when they did try to replace him, they always went back to him. Like, look, they gave the belt to the Ultimate Warrior, and he didn't turn out that well. And so, and Mike knows this better than a lot of people. Like that's what I try to tell people. You got to listen sometimes to older wrestling fans when they say shit. There's always these revisionist history. Oh, well, Warrior wasn't that bad. No. Mike can tell you, Warrior wasn't good when it was like the lights were on bright. We only see what WWE shows us now with the network. Mike remembers all those Saturday night main events, those live Saturday weekly shows more than I would, because they don't show those shows where Warrior was champion and just wasn't doing good. So
right. Plus, I mean, like there was a cartoon of the wrestlers back then, and Hogan was the leader of the group on that too. So that tells you Hogan was the guy, the man.
Yeah, Hogan was the man.
I mean, I got his wrestling buddy downstairs.
If Bobby Lashley locks into Hurt Lock and Lesnar, do you guys see Lashley losing? Yeah. I hate to say it, but yeah, he can still lose that match. So AEW signed Jay Lethal so he can wrestle on YouTube. Well, he was wrestling on iPay-per-view before this. So
that's
this
probably more people seeing him wrestle than when he wrestled in ROH.
Yeah, this is an upgrade for him. Are you a fan of the Uncharted video game? Have you ever played those, Mike, or no?
I have not. I probably am going to be getting into more video gaming now that I have a lot more fucking free time, but you know.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think Connor would have been a megastar he became without the DS fight, since they gave a true first rival. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what you need. That's the thing with UFC, they can make rivalries. Wrestling needs to figure out how to make rivalries and make people care about those rivalries, but wrestling just doesn't do that. Oh. You told me that last week, man, and I still am laughing. So you know that Damian Priest that's on WWE? His gimmick is that there's the evil side, which is Damian.
Right, it's so dumb.
And then Priest is his good side. I was like, what the hell is this?
But you're comparing him to Mr. Bob Backlund? No. P.S. I've met Mr. Bob Backlund, and we walked to a dinner with him, and he does not stop for traffic. Traffic stops for him. He walked across the street in downtown Waterloo, and like it was green lights for the cars coming at him. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't slow down at all. He didn't look. He just walked across that street like they're not going to hit me. Scared the shit out of us.
Why do we always compare a lot of MJF to The Miz and not EC3? He literally patterned his whole character and some of his promo verbiage off EC3. See EC3, the world champion that he used in 2020. I guess because MJF and The Miz kind of look the same, to be honest. Like MJF just looked like if The Miz, found his steroid cachet, like grabbed some of Vince's steroids and, injected them and stuff. Like, he's just a bulkier looking guy. So I think, but I guess, promo wise, he's more EC3, but I think he just gets compared to The Miz because, like,
Miz is a bigger star than EC3 is. I think
that's what I was going to say. No offense to EC3, Miz is a star.
Like more relatable to wrestling fans. If you say EC3 or The Miz, they're going to be like, oh, I know who The Miz is.
Habib fans are insane to think he is more in the GOAT tier than Aldo or GSP. It just depends on how Aldo finishes his career, but not over GSP. Two-time champ.
Hey, Chase, I got a question for you. Have you watched Go Big Show? That game show that Cody Rhodes is a host on?
I have not watched. The only thing I've seen is whatever AEW has forced me to see of Go Big Show.
So I watched an episode the other night. That show can go. That whole Big Show can go.
I thought you were talking about the Big Show that was on Netflix for like 2 seconds. I was
no. I'm talking like that. I got confused too. I'm like, is the Big Show going to show up? Like, Go Big Show. He's going to root for him and be like, "You go, Big Show."
Yeah, I was like, that show just seems terrible.
I watched the first episode. Like, Cody Rhodes didn't annoy me as much as he normally does, but like, it's not a show I will ever watch again. Plus, Rosario Dawson was on there, and she's hot.
Yeah. Rosario Dawson, you can't go wrong with her.
Exactly.
Do you guys think Ronda Rousey got the best out of Becky Lynch, where if they go one-on-one, Ronda would win to retain the championship? Well, yeah, she's a bigger star than Becky Lynch, so of course.
Right.
What's next for Brian after this L? Does he feud with Cody Cena next? Oh, dude, I don't know, man. Like, maybe. I don't know.
Is Cody really Cena? I don't think he's Cena as much as he's Jeff Jarrett-ish.
Yeah, I think it's he books himself like Cena, where he gets his ass kicked most of the match, and then he just hits the crossroads / the Tiger Driver Tiger Driver 99, and then wins.
Okay.
What would win, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Yeah, dude, they have Star Trek guys are used.
They're scientists.
Yeah, they're not really like fighters, dude. Just because you watch the ones with that one fool and Wonder Woman. Yeah, who's the main actor from the guy who played
Chris Evans.
Yeah, just because you watch that fool does not mean
Chris Evans is Captain America.
No,
he's another Chris.
Yeah, Chris something. Just because you watch those.
Pine.
Just because you watch Chris Pine shoot some lasers and ride a motorcycle and shit does not make you think all of a sudden they like literally, dude. Like, no joke, freaking Baby Yoda Grogu could beat up the Star Trek people, man, with this goddamn force.
Plus, they have lightsabers.
Yeah. Freaking stormtroopers could actually hit them. When I was a kid, I used to love to let car talk. The fuck? Is it safe to say Cody Rhodes has gone heel? No, he's just a winner. What's a TNA match that you didn't give $2 for, but by the end of it you cared for? TNA. Oh man, you're going back to the record books for me.
I haven't watched TNA since Austin Aries was there, so
actually I'll use Austin Aries versus Bobby Roode. I didn't really care for that. I was just like, oh cool, the X Division guys getting a title shot, and then it was good. So yeah, I wanted Bobby Roode and James Storm for the belt. That was the story. What was the best and worst Ultimate X matches in TNA? Now we're going too far. You asking me TNA? It's not like the Ultimate X match is a rare match where it's like, oh, I don't remember. I honestly don't. The best one I will say is Bound for Glory 2005. That one has the best finish. The worst one, I can't tell you. How would the buy rate do if Nate and Dustin gets added to Masvidal and Colby? It'll probably be an 800,000 pay-per-view card. Do you see for Cody's world title ban being lifted this year? No, they're gonna keep that. They're gonna keep that as long as they can. Because like, why would you lift that ban? Like just to put over the fact he's a heel. They already see the thing with AEW. They have guys that are at least lined up. You lift the ban unless like Adam Cole, CM Punk, Kenny Omega, Miro is like the low point. if they can't, and Daniel said, if they can't wrestle for whatever reason because COVID just incapacitates them, that's when you lift the ban. Because AEW, they clearly have the road where Hangman most likely is losing to either Punk, Sting. Yeah, I'm throwing Sting in there, baby. Woo! Sting, Moxley. No, but really, they're setting up Adam Page to lose to Adam Cole. Like, let's just be real. He's losing to Adam Cole sooner rather than later. So.
Plus, like, you have a belt on Cody, and like Cody's not going to be the guy that's necessarily going to be there every week because Cody's like doing his reality show. He's doing this Go Big show. I mean, Cody's like the guy that the company's trotting out there to be the face of, like, this is what AEW is. So you do need to put a belt on him so that he looks like a top guy in the company, but you don't need to put that belt on him.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to put the world title on Cody right now. Like, down the line, yes, that's fine. If you really want to get this heel character over. But I mean,
you don't need that to get that heel over right now because everybody already boos him.
Yeah, but as of now, you don't need it because he's already hated. So set up Adam Cole with him taking over the Elite behind Kenny's back type of shit. Set him up to be the guy to take the belt off Hangman, and then you can set up your new babyface to take the belt off Adam Cole while Hangman's. It's just it's simple. Let's not complicate things and add Cody to the mix and. Because the main event scene with AEW, it's all over the place.
Exactly. That's why, like, Hangman Page's title reign hasn't really felt like much like since he got the belt. Like that match with Danielson where it went an hour and then nobody won. Like that right there kind of killed it for me.
Yeah, like and then not only that, he goes from facing Bryan Danielson, one of the hottest names. Now he's facing Lance Archer. And last I checked, Lance Archer, he injured himself. So this is your new number one contender, the guy who literally couldn't even land a moonsault? No offense to Lance Archer, really good talent. You'll probably kick my ass. But I'm just trying to say that does not make sense from your AEW rankings. This should be literally like where you set up Scorpio Sky to be the contender because Dan Lambert can. I don't know. Mr. Rao, how long have you been watching wrestling?
I watched wrestling growing up. I had a friend that was really, really into it, so him and I watched it. Then I did not watch it for the 90s. I missed all of the Attitude Era. And then in 2008, we started watching wrestling over at my friend's house, and it just kind of from there. And then I've kind of lapsed here and there, but I keep up with the news and usually watch the pay-per-views because I don't have 3 hours every Monday to watch Raw.
Yeah, no one does. I know, even me. China's Dark Side of the Ring was the hardest to watch. I agree. That was a hard one. Next to the 0-1. Favorite non-wrestling moment from Steve Austin? Non-wrestling moment.
I'm still waiting for Austin to come back to wrestle so that JR can get his job back from when he was fired, like back in late 2011. I'm still waiting for that match. I was promised that match.
Hot take. Hangman comes off more mid-card than he did when he chased the belt. Yeah, I agree.
Totally. That's just what we were going into.
He just doesn't feel like. I think also too is because of all the people they brought in at once. It kind of overshadowed Heyman a little bit. Sasha Banks is moving on to Hollywood in the next couple of years. Yeah, good for her. Mercedes Verondo, she's very beautiful. If she gets her acting,
it feels like she already kind of has. Like, I mean, how much is Sasha Banks really around in WWE anymore?
Nah, she only gets her like one push a year where she wins a belt, but then she most likely puts over someone after that. Like she did with Bianca.
That or she gets an attitude and leaves for a couple of months, and WWE's like, well, we want to keep you because you're a name.
Yeah, exactly. Why does WWE keep people Why does WWE keep people who are known as heels but keep them as babyface for many years, like longer? CM Punk, Dean Ambrose, Sasha Banks, ECT. Well, the thing is because just because they're good heels, that means they can also be good faces because fans like the heels, and then like fans can always like a redemption arc. And then they keep them faces for a long time because the fans keep buying the fucking merchandise.
Plus, it's hard to get over as a face. It's like harder to get over as a face than it is as a heel. So like you put the people that have the ability to get over as a face in the face position. So like these people have already proven they can do the heel. So like that's later on down the road in their career. Mm-hmm. You don't start out with the hot ticket right away. You build to it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like just because Moxley's known as a heel. People like Moxley, and they were excited to see him. And then when he was a face, he was hot as hell before WWE did everything in their power to make him look like an idiot, like TVs exploding in space. And he's looking at Bray Wyatt's hologram.
Kevin Owens. I like Kevin Owens as a heel, but like I accepted him as a face.
And he's a good face too when he needs to be. And that's the reason why people will be like, oh, why is KO staying as a face? Because he works as
Not
both.
everybody needs to be a tweener. Like, you can have a heel and a face. Like, that's my problem with AEW is Cody's right. We don't have heels and faces. You have to.
Yeah. You have to have
good guys and bad guys, because otherwise you don't know who to root for and who to boo.
Mm-hmm. Hot take. Roman Reigns as Universal Champion has been protected like crazy during his Extreme Rules match with Demon Balor. He would have won championships, so forth. Well, yeah, they want him to be. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point. See, Wolf for Gone, read what you said, and then you'll say, oh, shit, that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of the Tribal Chief gimmick, is that he needs to be protected.
Plus, like, WWE doesn't have faith in Balor anymore. Yeah. Like, it sucks because I really was a fan of him, but WWE just doesn't have the faith in him anymore.
Corey Graves returning to the wrestling ring. Yep. Good for him.
Yep.
The UFC became a very friendly, casual sport starting in 2015. That's true. They built off that brand, and look where they are now. P.S. Shout out to Mr. Rao. I gotta jump on one of these soon, and we're going to get you on one of these soon. We'll talk it out, Justin. One day.
I got a lot more free time now, so there will be more videos coming on my channel also.
Oh. Why can't pro wrestling get a big star like McGregor, Canelo, Downey Jr., or Gal Gadot in their sport? They have the big stars, they just don't present them like that. Here's the thing. I've talked about this before. Vince doesn't want these guys to be big stars because they just, and that's the problem. Vince doesn't use his system to be a Hollywood feeder and doesn't make it where these guys become stars after wrestling. And a lot of the times, if guys do become stars outside of wrestling, like Sasha Banks, for example, I guarantee you, if she becomes a big-time movie star, not a lot of people are going to remember that she was a wrestler. You know, and a lot of people will say, "Oh no, that's." I know people who watched The Mandalorian did not even know that Sasha Banks was a freaking wrestler. That's just a fact. Like, she's not as big as people make her out to believe. She's very beautiful woman, but she's not as big as a wrestler as people make her out to be.
There's no household names anymore. Yeah. Like Roman, maybe, but I don't even know if that's necessarily a household name because, like, the 13-year-old that lived here, he knew who John Cena was, but he didn't know who Roman Reigns was.
And that's the problem because Vince doesn't build these guys to be stars because he's afraid. Because here's the thing, Vince doesn't think bigger picture. He thinks about his bottom line. That's it. And the problem is this: if Roman Reigns I'm just gonna say it, Roman Reigns should be a much bigger star than he is now. The fact that he's not a bigger star is absolutely ridiculous. He is the biggest star, but he should be bigger. Right now, Roman Reigns should be on his fourth shitty fucking movie that no one cares about. That's where Roman Reigns should be at, and he should be making rare appearances. And that's the problem. There's a lot of, and believe it or not, there's a lot of crossover between Hollywood and wrestling. You could get people to become stars, but the thing is, Vince is more focused. Vince and Nick Khan.
The company is the star.
Yeah, the company is the star, not you, not that. It's not like UFC. It's not like UFC or boxing where you need to.
Because all those wrestlers left back in the day. And the fact that The Rock and Stone Cold left, so Vince never wanted anybody to be bigger than the company anymore. So they just don't make you a big star. You're big in the wrestling community, but that's as big as you're going to get.
And that's a big community to be big in because there's a lot of wrestling fans. But I think a lot of fans don't understand Vince just doesn't want you to get to that level. He does, and the thing that you're saying, Jogger King, like Gal Gadot and Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that. Here's the thing. Robert Downey Jr., before he did Iron Man, he was like a rehab druggie and stuff like that.
He was on Ally McBeal.
Yeah, like he didn't become a star until later and stuff like that.
Favreau saved his career.
Like Gal Gadot was just hot. Like I'm just gonna say this: wrestling can create stars, but the problem is that like Bella Twins, for example, people hate on the Bella Twins. I can't tell you how many college girls I met that know who the fuck the Bella Twins are.
Oh, totally, because Total Bellas was a hot show.
And it's not because of fucking wrestling. It's not because of wrestling. And that's the thing people need to understand.
WWE begged them to come back at one point.
Yeah. Keep in mind, it took a former UFC champion and a reality TV star to main event a show for Vince to do an all-women's pay-per-view. And now that he doesn't have those on those roster, and he has Becky Lynch. And here's the thing, Becky Lynch should be a bigger star. Becky Lynch should be a bigger star than she is now. She is a star. I'm not trying to say, oh, Becky Lynch isn't a star. She is a star. But she's not
Charlotte Flair's name's out there more than Becky Lynch's is.
I mean, look at this. Like Jogging King, for example, you see Conor McGregor and his star power, and he's Irish. Think if you had Becky Lynch's star power. I'm just saying.
But we can't use big time Becky. We got to go back to the man.
Yeah, exactly. Happy New Year, man. What's Young Justice? Oh, Young Justice.
Cartoon, my man.
It's the greatest DC animated show ever. Check it out. If you had the WWE book on budget, what outside stars would you bring in for a Mania match? Oh, like, man, if I could bring in any outside, obviously The Rock, Stone Cold. Right. I'm not bringing it, like, as much as I was like, I'll bring in Kazuchika Okada. I would, but it's like,
I'd give Alex Riley his match against John Cena.
Oh.
The one that he's been calling out for a few years now. I'd give it to him.
He needs to put in all 4 of his contacts.
Yeah.
Why can't pro wrestling make amazing baby faces like how an anime or manga make protagonists or MC? Okay, so here's the problem. The baby faces in wrestling, they have to have a goal. The problem with wrestling is those goals can change in an instant. It's not like this is where it's like with anime and manga and Marvel, DC, they have like one goal. In wrestling, that goal could change in any moment. Like here's an example. Zack Ryder. Why did he get over? He just said, I want to win the U.S. title and become on TV.
That in his YouTube show.
Yeah, but like the reason why people wanted him to win is because of his YouTube show, but he made his goal clear. He wants to be on TV. He wants to win the U.S. title. That's it. And now when you lose a goal, it's hard for you to support. It's not like when you're reading Naruto and you're like, oh, well, Naruto wants to become a Hokage. So, of course, I want to see Naruto become the Hokage. You get what I'm saying? So here's the thing, Jogging King. I know you love your anime and manga. I'm just going to tell you right now, you cannot make wrestlers like anime and manga or any other form of storytelling because there's not a way to settle these baby faces with one goal. The way you make baby faces is you start them off as a heel, you see how they're doing, and then finally you turn them face because of some bullshit. See Batista, see Cena, see Orton. That's how these people are formed. The Rock was a heel, Stone Cold was a heel. Fans choose what they like to like in wrestling. That's how you make it over babyface. Just get a good heel and keep him as a good babyface. That's it. You can't.
And see, the fans are fickle, so you can never give the fans what they really want.
Like, for example, Jogging King. Roman Reigns was forced as a face for years. Why did he suck as a face? There was no goal. Why is he a face? Because he's good looking. But why is he a face?
Because he's related to The Rock.
Yeah, he's related to Dwayne. He's not even related to Dwayne. He's like, yeah, he's not even related. People forget.
We're all related to Dwayne.
Oh, I'm Samoan.
Everybody knows I love Samoa.
Yeah, I love some. Thoughts on the rumors of Johnny Gargano possibly joining the Best Friends? Good for him, dude. What do you want me to say? Like, oh, no, don't do it. Yeah, Johnny Wrestling wants to make money. Johnny Wrestling makes money,
Exactly. Why are you in your kennel? You're not naughty. Sorry, my dog he's an attention whore. He likes the camera.
MLW suing WWE thoughts. For me personally, I don't know all the situation. I just know that Stephanie tried to get them off Fubo TV. So that's all I really know.
Yeah, I haven't read up on that. I know it's happening, but it doesn't affect me and my bottom line. So
yeah, like that's one of the things where I got to just do more research before I can give you full thoughts.
What is your problem, dude? Ow, my nose.
See, Venom Hernandez also got in trouble for wearing like a DX shirt and stuff, man. What's up? I don't know why the Flash TV show gets a lot of hate. I love that show.
I really loved it too for like the first 5 seasons. Then it just kind of meandered around for a little bit. Plus, Cisco's barely on there, and Tom Cavanaugh left.
Favorite XMen character?
Gambit.
Iceman. And even after what they did with him, I like that they made Iceman gay. I didn't have a problem with that.
I had no problem with that.
I thought it was cool because it was kind of like, oh, why is he such an idiot all the time? Well, there you go.
It just ruins there's one big story between him and Rogue traveling cross country and he's checking her out the whole time and that story doesn't make sense now. But I have no problem with them making Iceman gay.
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Now just write me a good X-Men comic. That's hasn't happened in years.
Oh, exactly. Can Mr. Rob tell us behind the scenes funny off the rope show stories no one's heard before? For me, I would love this question to be answered if a Jeff is around too, so that way I can get dialogue and stuff like just one person's recount of the group. I feel like you need the whole
I have no problem telling a story like that, but give me a specific. Tell me who you want it about and what give me some.
Yeah.
Like, just go and give me a behind the scenes story. Well, we were at Jeff's one time and Jeff was eating spaghetti.
Was he?
Yeah, he used to cook like while we were watching Raw, and then like he'd eat, and like we'd all be like, "Fuck you, we're hungry too."
Oh, he wouldn't even give you guys food?
No, never.
No, the Slag Daddy sweatshop.
We normally what happened is everybody got over there about 6:45. We'd watch Raw for 3 hours. During football season, everybody talked about football. Otherwise, we'd make fun of the show. Then we'd spend about a half an hour coming up with what our review was going to look like. Then we'd record it. Then everybody but Jeff and I would bounce, and then Jeff and I would edit it together. Then Jeff would upload it, and that would take 4 hours. Then I'd go home, tell the wife good night, go sit in the other room and wait for the video to upload, and then start reading the comments as they came in. So, I mean, that's not an interesting story, but I mean, if you get...
So this is my question. This is what I used to do when I used to film my Raw reviews. After a segment ended, I would mute my TV because I'd be like, I have no need to watch this, and I would record my stuff in advance, and then I'd put it into the editing machine as it goes along. That way, I got my video boom right on the.
Yeah, but you didn't have 4 guys you were working with, and also trying to add like skits in, and like you can still YouTube like OTRS bloopers like. That happened all the time. Like somebody'd start laughing because somebody say something that was just hilarious off the wall, and like, so I mean, Brody, don't throw up on camera.
That's true.
Kennel up, buddy.
Has Cena's Hollywood career surprised you as far as things he's landed in?
Brody.
Has Cena's Hollywood career surprised you, Mr. L? I feel like he's done well. I feel like no, not really. He's talented. In my personal opinion, I always thought Cena was talented.
He carried a company for years. Why can't he have some movies and stuff? Like, I didn't like the one that he did, like, with him vacationing and stuff, but, like...
Well, you know what? Oh, that was his best one, Vacation Friends?
It was all right.
I thought it was hilarious. I was dying there now.
I mean, I thought it was good, but, I mean, like, him as Peacemaker and Suicide Squad was good. Fast and the Furious, that movie sucked, but Cena was fine in it.
Yeah. Yadam King says Man of Steel drew less than Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and those were B-level characters. I feel like a lot of things with Man of Steel, though, is this. Man of Steel was literally, like, a lot of people were confused with Man of Steel because they thought it was a sequel from, like, that Superman movie that came out in 2008 or with, who was the old Cyclops? The old Cyclops.
Go down. Yeah. James somebody.
Yeah, like.
James Marsters or something.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, and it's just also too, what were you gonna do to make people care? I think a lot of people were hoping for more Batman in the movie too. So that's right there.
Sorry, my dog threw up, so I gotta clean this up real quick.
Oh, you're good. Thoughts on OTR Central hatred for Jeff Jarrett and Charlotte Flair? I don't know why he hates my girl Charlotte. I mean, she's
you guys need to attack his YouTube channel because I know for a fact that he owns an autographed picture of Jeff Jarrett.
Oh man,
for a fact, I have seen it in his apartment.
What? Damn.
It was he bought a lot of TNA autographs so that we could sell them at the Dan Gable Museum in a private auction, and that was one of the ones that didn't sell.
We can call him out on that. Wolfgang, I think we talked about that last Q&A. Most cringe top guy. Most cringe? Probably someone from this era, man. I don't think Cena was that cringy. We already answered this, Jagon King, for the generations. The best babyface tweener and heel in wrestling.
Currently or ever?
I would say, I think he's asking ever. He normally asks ever. Ever. Tweener would be Austin, obviously.
Oh, totally.
Heel? I don't know. Depends on your taste, to be honest. I would say heel-wise, you know what? I don't think I think NWO Hogan's the best heel for me, at least. And babyface?
I'm going Edge, but that's just because I got to throw Edge somewhere in here.
Yeah, Edge is good.
Like him and Cena, like I know that that's not looked back as like a greatest time in wrestling, but Cena and Edge's feud and then the live sex show in the middle of the ring with Lita, like that was like my love affair of Edge.
Well, Mr. Rod, if you talk to my age group, they would tell you, man, they love Cena. They love Cena versus You think that, but you talk to my friends and be like, yo, that's what people don't understand. My age group loves that kind of stuff.
Best babyface. I like Shawn Michaels babyface.
Man, dude, I don't even know the babyface question, to be honest, dude. There hasn't been too many babyfaces where I'm like, I guess Rock when he was a babyface.
That was just me calling out my favorite wrestlers, I guess.
Who are tougher and less sensitive? MMA social media, dude. Wrestling social media is the least sensitive group of people you'll ever meet in your life, man. How did it affect were casuals when Rock and Austin left for y'all? Since I was a young kid at that time. Well, I was young too, but for me, it really got my interest out of wrestling. I tell people all the time, I wasn't really the biggest Brock guy. I didn't care about Brock.
That was the problem. It was Brock and Goldberg and these big like MMA guys, and like nobody cared because you didn't have the characters, like you didn't have the personalities anymore.
I mean, Triple H was still around. He's one of my favorite. He is my favorite of all time. People always get shocked when I say that, but yeah, Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time. It's like
the Hunter, the Hearst. You got to read the 3 books of the Hunter, the Hearst, and the Helmsley. The 3 books of God.
Exactly, I have. But you know, I'm a big Triple H fan. I love Triple H. You know, and not even him could keep me into wrestling, dude. I tell people all the time. It wasn't until like I saw the Royal Rumble 03, and I was like, oh, dude, Benoit's getting pushed, and then Benoit was getting pushed heavy, like around like June-ish, and I was like, oh, okay, let me go watch Let me go watch Benoit. And then it wasn't until 04. I didn't think he was going to win the Rumble. I literally thought they were going to give the Rumble to Goldberg. I was like, oh, Goldberg's going to win the Rumble. And then Benoit won the Rumble, and I was like, oh, shit, you know, Benoit. And that's why also the Benoit shit's hard for me to watch, because I was a big-time Benoit mark.
Right.
But yeah, no, I didn't like. I feel like as a casual, it definitely led fans to say like, "Hey, you know, these guys are," and especially because a lot of people, you guys keep in mind too, like Mr. Rout said, a lot of his people were in high school at that time. Hey, man, high school is time to let go of stuff. By the time Rock and Austin were gone, those people in high school, they in college and they finishing up everything, and so by that point, they're like, "Hey, you know, wrestling was cool, but now it's time to let go and stuff like that." And then you know, there might be a phase later on in life where they get back into wrestling.
Like when they have kids and stuff like that, or they're out at a bar and they're like, "Oh, Goldberg's wrestling. I remember him."
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
That's why you can bring back those little guys every once in a while, because it does bring in those people that are like, "Oh shit, they're bringing him back."
It's when
when Rock came back, that was a big moment for him fighting Cena the first time, once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime.
Especially for those people, because you got to keep in mind that happened in like 2012, 11-ish. Yeah, 2012, 2013. The people that probably quit watching wrestling, hey, they have kids now. Cena's not a bad influence for those kids to like and stuff. So, do you see the Usos getting new tag team title matchup contenders besides New Day? I don't know, man. Who were the tag teams?
I don't know. I think it was dumb that they gave the belts to Alpha Academy over RK Bro, because I feel like the only other team that has any like momentum going on WWE Raw like right now is the Street Profits, and they got to get that smoke.
Do you know why RK Bro dropped the titles? Because Randy Orton's winning the Rumble. That's why.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
I tell people, man, you all want to see.
Are we gonna get Riddle versus Orton though?
Yeah, I think we have to. I think Riddle versus Orton's like the. Why not do what WWE title match do you have? Are you really going to throw Seth Rollins and Big E as your WWE title match? Like, come on.
True.
Yeah. No. I've been telling people I think they're going to switch to belts, because I think Fox wants that WWE championship. Because let's be real here. When people win the titles in sports, what belt do they give them? They don't give them the blue belt. They don't give them the red belt. They give them that WWE championship. And if you're Fox with the brand that gets the most eyes on television, you want that WWE.
Oh, it makes total sense. Do you think they have Seth take it from Roman, and then Roman goes after Brock?
Yeah. Because like, here's the thing, Roman.
I mean, the only thing that sucks about that though, then it interrupts Roman's title reign. But I mean, it works story wise, but it just sucks that like you have to end the title reign for that, you know?
Yeah, that's the only problem is you're ending a very epic reign, which I think is super necessary. I feel like it's great that Roman Reigns is getting this long title reign. I haven't been bored through most of it. There were some low points, but that was when there was no fans, and you know I felt Roman carried it well. Once the fans came back, I've been back into it. Like, but when there was no fans and he was feuding with Cesaro and Cesaro, then the Edge match happened. And I was like, okay, I'm back in. I love my tribal chief, you know. But yeah, I feel like it would suck for it to ruin the title reign, but I feel like it's super necessary for the point of, you know, like, hey, it's time to move on to the, you know, the next opponent. Thoughts on Mandy Rose in NXT 2.0? She's hot. She's doing good.
I liked her as a blonde. I mean, I don't, not a huge fan of the black hair, but whatever.
Oh man, Chase, I've been going through a lot of issues recently. It made me hard to sleep. Thank you for recommending those Seth Rollins promo. What the? Oh my god, dude, I hate you, man. These guys love to troll me about Seth Rollins. I don't get it. They know I love Seth Rollins. It's like
that's not his name.
It's Colby Lopez. Oh, Seth freaking Rollins. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you're going to be sitting here defending the guy, you should call him by his name, his legal name.
CPZ, you mean. Go
also, I have no problem Seth Rollins versus Big E. You know why? Because they're both guys from Iowa like me.
Yeah, that's true. Favorite Naruto fights for me? Rock Lee versus Gara, Mike God versus Madara versus the whole Shinobi Alliance, Naruto versus Pain. Bigger match for casuals, Stone Cold versus Goldberg or Undertaker versus Sting? For casuals, Goldberg versus Stone Cold. This is for casuals.
You'll never get it because of Stone Cold's injuries.
No, but if you were to choose, what if?
Oh, totally. Goldberg versus Stone Cold. Undertaker versus Sting is a thing wrestling fans want. It's not a thing casuals want.
Chase, is Demon Slayer worth watching? If you were an anime fan, yes, I think Demon Slayer is worth watching. Most cringe is Seth Rollins and babyface Roman Reigns. Yeah, that's not good. How would it benefit if WWE if Kurt Angle had stayed around at WWE instead of going to TNA? By that point, though, Angle was kind of I don't know. I feel like Angle is
he ran his course at that point, and he was going about another company and then come back later on.
Yeah. Did the OTRS crew ever have creative differences or arguments on videos? And if so, how serious did they get?
Yeah, there were arguments. I know that there's a couple of times where Tony's like, "Fuck this, I'm just going home." So we didn't. He's not in the reviews. I mean, it would show. Never anything on opinions or anything, because if you had an opinion, everybody was just put it on the camera. I don't know. A lot of the problem was just a lot of backlash we got and stuff, and a lot of inflated egos and shit like that every once in a while.
Man, I want to talk about the newsletter because nowadays all these wrestling people be asking for money, man.
Yeah, we were ahead of the curve on that one.
I was ahead of the curve too. I said, yeah, it'd be a great idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you guys don't know the infamous, I really gotta get Jeff on here one time. He owes me too. I bought a T-shirt. And so it's on a Goodwill somewhere. Sorry, Jeff. It just didn't fit me anymore. I had to get rid of it. Dude, the Pro Wrestling Tees T-shirts, I'm telling y'all right now, they stink. These T-shirts stink. After 3 washes, they're unwearable. They become schmediums.
So let's be fair, Chase. They're selling them to wrestling fans. They probably aren't getting washed 3 times.
Well, they don't know this wrestling fan washes his shit.
Yeah, you are the minority in that fan group, my friend.
This wrestling fan's washing his shit. So I had to give it to Goodwill. It was too dude, that
you did better than me. I didn't even buy one.
I bought one because I was showing support, man. But yeah, he said he'd come on. He still hasn't come on. So I'll teach him how to use it. I mean, it wasn't hard for you. You just clicked the link and you set up and you were good to go.
Yeah, I didn't even have to sign up for an account, dude.
Oh, nice. I didn't know if that was if you had to sign up or anything. So that's perfect. Yeah. So one day I get a call from Mr. Route, and then Mr. Route was asking my ideas about a newsletter, and I was like, oh, I actually like that idea. And then I didn't know Schleg Daddy was there, so Schleg Daddy picks up the phone. I remember he was like,
I'd like to preface this with the newsletter idea was entirely tasteless Tony T's idea. But Jeff and I, being the more faces of the camera because we did not have kids and stuff, were the ones that had to present it. Just like when we did newscaster style and everybody backlashed against that.
I like that.
Also was Tony's idea, but Jeff and I took the brunt of it.
No, newscast. I tell people, newscast OTR Essentials, one of my favorite runs of the OTR.
Okay. After the first episode of it, when we made it a joke, it was great. But that first episode where we tried to do it serious was horrible.
No, yeah.
I mean, the worst part is we can't even go back and watch this stuff. That's the worst part of it.
I don't know who took down that channel. Did you guys ever figure it out?
No, it got hacked after all the newsletter bullshit.
Oh yeah. So see, the thing was, they called me and they asked me, and I said it was a good idea. I said, man, it gives the fans more. I'm forward thinking in this shit, man. Like this is why I have my degrees back there, because I'm thinking ahead and stuff. I literally said I think people would actually care to hear your guys' thoughts on stuff.
Because like there's some stuff that like you don't want to waste, you don't want to sit down and take the time to record a video for, but like I could write you like a 2-page fucking opinion piece on it, where I don't have to sit down and record a 10-minute video.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing I was trying to tell people. That's what I tried to tell them. I was like, I think people would actually buy this. I said, look at what people do with Meltzer. Look at what people do with this and that. And Shug Daddy, Mr. Al on the phone agree with me. I always felt bad when that video dropped and the newsletter was getting shit on, because I was like, man, dude, they're being called e-beggars and they're being called like this, that, or the other. And it's like nowadays you just see it. And let's be real, man. Like this is literally what people do nowadays. They have Patreons. Like some of these people that are like, hey, if you want to hear my opinion, and sure, yeah, in your video, but some of them do like a writing thing where you have to like, I think Fightful. And granted, yes, they do report news. I'm not trying to say Fightful doesn't. Yes, Fightful Select reports news, but I think they have a tier on their Patreon. If you pay like a certain amount, you get their Fightful magazine, which is mostly just opinion pieces.
Well, I don't want to like this isn't like groundbreaking news, but like I've talked to Jeff recently, and he's talked about setting up a Patreon where he'll do like if somebody says I'd like to see this pay-per-view reviewed, Jeff will do it, but like he wants to get paid for it, which like I totally understand at this point.
Oh, and he should.
He's been doing this for 10 fucking years.
And he should, and it makes sense. And if like that, if you need help with your Patreon, I'll help out. And as a apology for the newsletter, I personally want to do a Patreon because for me personally, I like doing YouTube more as a fun hobby. Let me tell you guys this: my last 3 jobs all hired me because of my YouTube channel. They didn't give a crap what I said or anything. They said, hey, you're not afraid to be on camera. Hey, you have a really nice voice. Hey, you're not that bad looking. That I'm being dead serious when I say that. That's some of the reasons why I got my last 3 jobs. You search my name, it's a common ass name. Hey, you search Chase Oliver. Guess whose name Chase Oliver has a YouTube channel? Besides one other channel, which is a courageous channel. I don't know if they're uploading videos of a transgender, I think, woman becoming a man. Besides that channel, it's just me. So yeah, it pops up. You see me. Sometimes, yes, I'm not cursing in my videos as much. Is because hey, I now know that people are looking at my channel. I got to make sure, like, you know, the first video you see is not me saying, "Oh my God, fuck Darby Allin." I don't know why I chose Darby Allin. I just chose a random name that popped up in my head. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. That's just the reality of it and stuff. But yeah,
and like I'm going to school currently for digital mass media, which is like making videos and stuff. And like it impresses everybody in the class that like I was part of that big channel and stuff. But like, I don't think that it would have helped any. Like, I feel like I have no point in setting up Patreon for myself right now. Like, I have a GoFundMe for my movie, and I filter people to that through my YouTube, but that's about it, you know?
I bet you CPZ didn't think we would talk about... CPZ, did you think we would talk about the newsletter? That was actually his, like, next question about the newsletter and stuff like that. But no, like, dude, literally, I think, like, every time Mr. Rowd and I talk, at least, like we bring up the newsletter because, like, you know, that's generally something I do feel bad about. I do feel bad about that.
Well, and like, so, like, after the newsletter and all the backlash on it, like, the account got hacked, and, like, that's when our videos got deleted, and, like, that's when the email got hacked, and, like, people were making fun because, like, they were saying that we were using all the money that we got from the newsletter to buy, like, these toys and stuff, and, like, we were buying WWE merchandise, but it was to put up for auction at the Dan Gable Museum. Like, we were helping them, and so, like, we were using that money. And, like, all that money was going to the Dan Gable Museum. So, I mean, like, we weren't even making money off doing the newsletter. It was something we were doing to help, like, promote the Dan Gable Museum here in Waterloo, Iowa.
Yeah, I feel like if you guys came during the time where it comes to, you know, like, Patreon and stuff, like, that would definitely have been where you guys got some success, you know, like, with the Patreon. Because the thing with Patreon is, man, like, it's a really cool concept. I have no problem if the channel uses Patreon. Like, look,
well, like, even at that time, I could see us doing more of that. Like, the fact that, like, we had 6 guys that were available. So, I mean, like, why couldn't Jeff and Mark record a Q&A, or me and Dwayne or something like that, and put that on the Patreon instead of putting them all up on the channel, you know?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say, too. Because, like, I love that these guys could, like, make extra money. Hey, man, if the XMen gets an extra $55 from Patreon, awesome. I'm glad he can make money off Patreon. If Fightful, if that's the way they're able to pay their writers or pay anyone with that select show, with the select, awesome. I love that because that's cool. That's cool for content creation. It's cool for also, like the Super Kick Studios and the Planet Productions, those type of channels who, let's be real. Those guys are the hardest working people in this industry because they're literally have to watch footage, cut footage, do all this stuff. They're editing it. They're passion projects. They're really putting in a lot of work, and they won't ever see a dime from YouTube. If they see a dime from YouTube, it's so small. It is so small, and it sucks for them that they put in all this work for a wrestling biography just for someone on Twitch or just any other person can watch that and react to it and make a bunch of money off of it. I've seen their videos been watched on Twitch. I see people react to those type of videos, and it sucks because hey, they get the view, but guess who gets the money? It's the freaking person watching it on Twitch reacting to that video and stuff like that. So it's cool for those guys that put in time to make these wrestling bios, and they're able to get money off Patreon. However you get your bread, you get your bread, and I appreciate that. And that's why I feel like Patreon is not a bad thing. I would never personally open a Patreon. I would never look, if you guys want to give super chats, that's fine. I don't even know how to get those things. I will monetize my videos, but you will never see my videos filled with 20 fucking ads all over the place, because at the end of the day, I just do this for fun. And at the end of the day, hey man, the less presence I have as I enter the wrestling business, the better. I don't look, there are people who watch. I ain't gonna say who, but I know people watch, okay? I'm not dumb. I know who watch, all right? I can tell, all right? And keep in mind, back in the day, even though I wasn't the hottest channel, these wrestlers watch themselves, man. And even if I'm at 800...
they love to hear people talk about them because that boosts their ego.
Yeah, exactly.
Who doesn't love to hear people talk good shit about you?
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to say to you all. I do not care if I become big. I'm just doing the YouTube thing just because I like doing it. So yeah. So
the stuff on my channel is passion projects I've been doing for school, and there's going to be a shitload more stuff like that because I'm going to have a lot more free time now.
CPZ even says, I always felt weird to give Roman that long reign as a Universal champ. I think it was to get the Universal title finally over, especially
because of the fact that Balor got injured right away. That hurt it bad.
And then Kevin Owens was your longest consistent reign on TV, and he wasn't really that good of a champion. And then, Brock was the longest champion, but
nobody cares because he's never there. He's a paper champion,
and it wasn't there, and he wasn't as active.
Right?
Stop saying Seth freaking Rollins is trash, okay? Let's stop. Oh my god, Seth Rollins appreciation stream is one of my most successful streams here on it. No, it's not. I think it's something. It's up there. I don't know. I didn't check the numbers on that. Have you guys ever created your own storylines of SmackDown versus Raw 2010, then shared them on community creations? No, I never did the storyline creations. I kind of just made my own created wrestlers, and stuff, and I had my own storylines with them. I had a storyline where there was this one old ass YouTube channel called Super Dingles, and they did the SWF and the SWF, and it was they had the T1000 as one of their main characters, and the T1000 was and he was a beast. So I made the T1000, and I had it where he fought Goku for the championship and stuff. So I just grabbed characters like Spider-Man, Green Lantern, the Black Green Lantern, John. He was my IC champion forever. And then I had it where he cut a storyline with all the other lanterns, and he said it was the Nation of Domination, but with the Green Lanterns. And so that he was we're the Lantern Corps and stuff like that. And then he won the world title. So yeah, I did some fun stuff back then, but never made a storyline. Did you ever do anything like that, Mike, or nah?
Oh, totally. I still do that with 2018. I'm hoping the rumor is that the new game's going to have a GM mode. And so that means I'll be able to manipulate the story more. But I totally every character that I'm playing in the game, I have it set up so they're in a storyline. Nice. It all makes sense. See, I did a slow build of Enzo and Cass getting the tag titles, and then Enzo got an opportunity at the belt, and Cass came out and helped him, and that was my story, and that's how Enzo became the champ. See, and that only happens in my game because nobody else gives a shit about Enzo Amore.
See, for me, I do it with the fake. I can't use the real wrestlers because I know their move sets, and I get pissed off when the computer.
I throw in my own characters too. Like I need to get on there and make like the old YWC and like have them all be on there.
No, for me, I always use like the fake fictional characters and stuff. That way, it makes more sense when my Thanos hits like a tombstone choke slam that Iron Man kicks out. Then I'm like, not as. I don't know what it is. I get so pissed when someone hits their finisher and then they have that stupid ass comeback and they get the whole anime. It's so stupid. I hate it, man. I hate it so much.
True.
And we're gonna end the night on this. Well, end the stream on this question. Did Dave Meltzer ruin wrestling for casuals?
Not really, because I mean, Dave Meltzer's so wishy-washy even when he's reporting news. Seth Rollins was set to face blah blah blah, but then plans changed. Yeah, that's great that you told me that after the fact and after it happened. Like, dude, like you don't have a source. Like, get over it.
For me is this. Meltzer is not ruining wrestling. He's ruining people's introduction to online wrestling. And what I mean is this. When people first get into the IWC, and this is why I take Meltzer's match ratings and awards seriously, is for new people entering this forbidden realm. Well, I don't know why you would choose this realm, but Twitter and online wrestling, you're going to Dave Meltzer. You're not going to SRS. You ain't going to I don't even know who's like the second biggest. Bill Apter doesn't even exist anymore. Like he does.
He has a YouTube.
Okay, well you're not going to Bill Apter because I forgot Bill Apter was still around. You ain't going to Bill Apter. Dave,
He's a very nice guy. Also, out of this list that you've said, I've met Dave Meltzer and I've met Bill Apter.
How was Dave? Was he nice or no?
He was really nice. We posed for a picture and I drank a beer with him and like stood there and talked to him for a few minutes. I mean, he seemed very douchey.
Okay.
But like, that's okay because I didn't give a shit. I just met the Iron Sheik. I didn't give a shit about meeting Dave Meltzer, but I'm like, he's here. I might as well get a picture with him.
Yeah. See, for me, it's like this. I always tell people it's like, Dave just has so much history and he has like the match rankings that, and then also too, it's like he's just already established that he's the like he's no longer the guy you go to for news. Like if you want news, you go to Fightful. Like Fightful is now like the new like if you want the news of wrestling, you go to SRS and Fightful. But if you want opinions on wrestling, Dave is still that dude. Dave is still that man. And that's why the Wrestling Observer is still that thing. Even though Fightful will break the stories, I guarantee you most of the stories people get those from are not from Fightful Select. They get it from the Observer newsletter.
So here's the problem though. I have a problem with Dave Meltzer calling himself a journalist. I also have a problem with that a lot with wrestling news. Like, why can't that be held to the same standard as other journalism? Whereas you have to have at least two sources to back up your fucking story.
I don't know, man. My teacher tried to understand the wrestling news media, and she wrote for the Los Angeles Lakers for a bunch of years. So I don't know. I don't know. She was just a local beat writer.
You didn't open your box though, dude.
Huh?
Your box.
Oh, the All Elite box. Oh yeah, we'll pull that at the end and stuff. But yeah, I just tell people he's the one that you go to if you want news and information. But also, too, he is the one that has the database where it's and that's the thing, the Fightfuls don't have that crazy ass database like Dave Meltzer has. Dave Meltzer has all the star ratings you could want and stuff like that. And people take his opinion greater than all. So that's just how it goes. So, anyways, for all those who are still here on this late night on a weekday, I am an All Elite crate purchaser. First off, shout out to the WWE T-shirt club. They give you a nice little drawstring bag. I don't know why you would need this for your T-shirt, but okay. This shows how much
gym stuff in it.
Yeah, I guess this is a gym shirt. I won't going to wear it except for the videos. But this is the All Elite crate box. I kept the paper right there. But you get some cool stuff from it, and it's only I think $40 on Shop AEW. So right here, we got ourselves a micro baller. This is the former AEW women's champ. I always want to say the first, but she wasn't the first. She should have been the first. Nyla Rose, little mini theme.
That's kind of tight.
So yeah, we got that, and then this right here is one of the two only exclusive T-shirts for the Shop AEW all elite crates. This is Jungle Boy's exclusive shirt. And it's a different.
Dude, you can wear that out without people knowing that's a wrestling shirt.
Yeah, and Jungle Boy's Jack Perry, Luke Perry's kid. He's Jungle Boy Jack Perry. So yeah, it's okay. And then this one is the Malachi Black glass stained t-shirt right here. Looking like Jesus.
That's kind of tight.
It's like a Seth Rollins ripoff.
Right.
This one, I'm telling people right now, I'm giving away. I'm going to try to find a way to give away most of the other junk here. This one is pretty cool, but I have no reason to hang this up. It's an old school poster of the Young Bucks taking on Omega and Hangman Page. I have no reason to.
Don't know anybody that would want that.
You'd be surprised. I'll keep this. FTW Team Taz sticker. Could put it on a laptop or something.
Right, exactly.
This is going away in a heartbeat. So this is an exclusive Cody Rhodes American Nightmare pin.
Oh, I might want that.
Do you?
I have a pin collection.
So I did not even know what the hell this was. These two items I did not. So I think my. I can smoke it.
It's like we're in the same room and the smoke's like affecting you.
No. I just took a scent of this. I did not know what this was when I first opened it. I guess mine did not get the hang tag that tells you this is an Orange Cassidy orange air freshener. It actually smells like orange. It's actually pretty useful. So they're trying to tell you something by giving you this, AEW fans.
You could just put that under your like car seat, so that way nobody'd have to see it if you didn't want to hang like a dude from your like.
Yeah, exactly. Some random wrestling dude too. Yeah.
Wow, that guy really likes that guy.
And then this right here, I got this. I was like, "What is this?" This is a Matt Hardy money clip.
That's kind of tight.
Yeah, it's actually not bad, and it's like low key pretty. I might use this when I go to the casino.
It kind of looks baller. Like if you pulled out your money and it had that on it, that looks kind of baller.
Yeah, and it's like you can't tell it's Matt Hardy, so I like it. This is immediately getting given away too. I do not care for these. These are Young Bucks socks. And then Mike, the piece of resistance, we got ourselves an autograph from an AEW wrestler. Do you have any guesses who it may be?
No idea.
Well, she's part of the women's division.
Britt Baker?
Are you kidding me? I would love that. That would actually be worth something. No, I'm just kidding. Well, she ain't watching this video. We got Anna Jay from the Dark Order.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's like not the great. Like it's like you're paying $40 for this crate. You would think the autograph would be someone bigger than that.
Oh, like if I was Cody Rhodes, I'd just make every box be my autograph.
I would take a Cody autograph because you could actually sell that for a decent money.
You couldn't though if it literally was in every fucking crate for everybody for like every month.
That's true, but yeah, the next crate, and I'm keeping it up with this because here's the thing: a lot of people go, "Why would you keep the crate?" First of all, I barely buy wrestling merchandise as it is. Okay. Second of all, let me say this: there is no way in hell you can convince me to spend $25. Like, let's keep in mind. Let's keep in mind what I'm getting here, man. Okay, I paid $40. Half the shit that I paid $40 for, I got below retail if you add up everything. So let's do the good old sharing the screen right here, so that way we can share Shop AEW. Don't worry, we won't leave the screen. We won't leave the whatever it's called. Shit, I'm drawing a blank. Window, Shop AEW, share. All right. So see right here, right? This is Shop AEW, right? This is Shop AEW. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna go click right here. Where's the? They literally just showed it. All right, Micro Brawler, Sting Micro Brawler, $20. I got a Nyla Rose Micro Brawler. I'm not saying it's worth $20.
So it's at least worth at least 10.
Yeah, if Sting is worth 20, the fuck is this? This is like $10 right here. All right, a T-shirt on AEW.
It's $25 easy.
Yeah, I got 2 T-shirts, so already overvalue. The socks. Let's see if they have any socks. Do they sell socks? They have to sell socks. They have to. Socks. Let's see. They don't even sell. See, I got something they don't even sell. The socks.
That's probably like a live event like thing they sell.
Yeah. So the All Elite crate. Next one's coming in April. You have to order by March if you want to get it. They have a cool. So these are the wrestlers that are all coming in the next crate. Hangman Adam Page, the Inner Circle, Death Triangle, Thunder Rosa, the Elite, Eddie Kingston, Adam Cole, the Dark Order, and 1 mystery autograph. Chance of the golden ticket. You can either get the $34.95. Oh, actually paid less, $34.95. So you can either get this crate right here. Oh no, that's the price as low as. I only pay every quarter, so that's $40. You can either get the price right here, or you can get the 2 T-shirt crate. Keep in mind, if you're a size XXL or larger, you do have to pay the extra shirt fees. But yeah, you can get these. They're very inexpensive, cool, and this is the only way I'll actually buy merchandise from AEW.
Plus, like, if it's a wrestler that you don't like that month, like, you can easily just put it up online and sell it and like make your money back.
Exactly. Because keep in mind, those T-shirts, like, people need to realize, man, the AEW fans, they don't play when it comes to collecting, man. Like they don't, like, not only, like, there's some goodness to their crazy, because they love collecting those T-shirts. Like, they literally love making sure they have everything AEW, and especially because the first club shirts were the Inner Circle and Kenny Omega, 2 of the most popular acts in AEW. So, you can easily make your money back. But yeah, that was
the Malachi Black shirt's cool, and I mean, like, Jungle Boy shirt's cool, even if you weren't a huge fan of like of wrestling. Like, I mean, like, that shirt you could still even wear. Like, I don't know who would, but like George of the Jungle or some shit. I don't know, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I tell people all the time, it's one of those things, like, for me, and same thing with the WWE T-shirt club. I like it that it's once a month. Hey, this T-shirt's limited. It's something where it's like, down the line, yeah, I'm wearing it now, but fuck, man, I can sell it and I'll still make my money off of it. So it doesn't matter. You gotta be smart about it. You gotta be smart, Michael. But anyways, Mr. Rout, is there anything you want to say before we end tonight's extravaganza?
This was fun.
Of course. We got to do this again. We got to do this probably maybe another time too, when it's not Thursday night. And so just right now, Thursdays are my only free days of training and cleaning and painting with Brutus the Barber UK.
Maybe we can do like a Rumble prediction or something.
Oh yeah, we could come back for Rumble. Yeah, that's like 2 weeks from now. No, next week.
Yeah, it's like the 29th, I think.
Is it next week or 2? I'll hit you up for a Rumble prediction for sure. I'll have to hit you up for a Royal Rumble prediction.
Maybe we can get Justin on also. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know if he watches wrestling like I know he watches, but I don't know if he knows like that. But yeah, we'll see. But we'll definitely have to get you on for the OTR Central reunion. We got to do the. I'll be the host of that. I'll get so much views and steal all your guys' money.
I can get you Dwayne. I can get you Mark. I can probably get you Tony, and I can get you B-Rad. Jeff is the one that you're going to have to work on, because I can't pull that for you.
You know what? I actually do want to have B-Rad on the show once, just talk Big Brother, because he's a Big Brother fan, isn't he?
Because like I really wanted to do like a reunion for the 10-year, and like everybody was in, but Jeff wouldn't fucking commit to when we did it.
I don't have that much pull with Jeff, but I'll try my best. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time, next stream.
Check out my channel if you want. Look up Unrestricted Minds Media on YouTube. There's some videos there.
Yeah, check it out. I'll see you all next time. Have yourself a good one. Peace. Yes.